Hallo allemaal, daar zijn we er weer, RHTVLive. We are back, RHTVLive. This is one of the robots, the killer robots that are going to destroy us if we don't watch out. Ja mensen, de Big Dog is dus geïnstalleerd met een geweer op zijn rug. En we gaan nog naar wat beelden kijken. Nou ja, goed. Je ziet ook een camera gemonteerd op zijn rug. Dus, ja mensen. We gaan ook even kijken naar wat er in Australië gebeurt. We're also going to watch what's happening in Australia. But first, we show you Maastricht, where we are live streaming from, which is in the south of the Netherlands. Yep. So, there we have the Netherlands. Yep. Anyway, let's take a look on Australia, what's happening there. This was this morning, at least Dutch time, 11 o'clock in the morning. And over there it was like 4 o'clock in, midday. So here you go. Ja mensen, dit gebeurde dus tijdens de middag.
Right guys, we're going to start from the first slide and we're going to review all the people come.
We are the people. We are the power.
So that's what's happening in Australia. It was 11 o'clock in the morning Dutch time, which is about 4 o'clock during the day in Australian time. They're 7 hours ahead. So ja, dat gebeurt mensen, dat gebeurt. En natuurlijk zien we dus de Australische vlag. A lot of Australian flags. But the Canadians also think of the Dutch. Yeah, here we go. Canada goes Dutch. Vaughan Mills, Canada goes Dutch. Now let's see where that is. Vaughan Mills, right? Vaughan Mills. There you go. Let's see where that is. Here you have Vaughan Mills. And let's see which big city is closest. Because I'm sorry, but my geography in Canada is pretty bad. It's near Toronto. Okay, now I know where it is. So yeah. And for the people watching, we're going to zoom out some more. So now you know where it is. Ja, daar zo zijn ze dus aan het protesteren of meedemonstreren voor de Nederlandse bevolking, voor de Dutch people. Thank you, Canada. Thank you. Thank you for being aware of what's happening in the Netherlands, right? So Canada goes Dutch, Vaughan Mills, we move as one, farmers protest, freedom convoy. Indeed, that is what we need, right? We need all these organizations to come together as one. You know, the government, they are the bad people. Look at all these people, these beautiful Canadians. And for the Canadians watching and wondering, is the Dutch flag blue, white, and red? No, it's red, white, and blue. This is what we do when the country's in distress, right? We turn the flag around. So, yep. Even in Canada, thank you. Thank you, Canada, for thinking of the Netherlands. Thank you for protesting with our farmers, right? Because who knows, maybe you guys are next and we have to stick together or hang separate. So we also have this year to show when the Australians were done protesting. I just woke up, you know, cup of coffee and all that. They were done protesting, and I was filtering through Facebook, and I saw this year the farmers in Amsterdam on the dam. Ja, mensen, de boeren op de dam in Amsterdam. So to give farmers an insight on where that exactly is, the Dam Square. It's not far from the station, the Central Station, Amsterdam. Right. So here we have Dam Square in Amsterdam, and the station is also nearby. We're gonna show you this layer here. So we zoom in, right? That's zoom out. Zoom in. There we go. So this is the the royal palace. Right? There's a big palace, and there's also a war monument, which they're basically renovating, which is over here. This is the war monument, Nationaal Monument. This is whenever we think back on the Second World War, we place like flowers and stuff like that on the war monument. It's a national thing, so yeah, it's to give the people some perspective, you know. Let's see. This here is the square, and this here is the palace, as you can see. There you go. Let's zoom out a bit. There. That's the royal palace. And we also have a church over here somewhere. There's a church where one of our heroes is buried, right? Michiel de Ruiter. So there you have it, people. That's Amsterdam for you. So let's take a look elsewhere, what's happening in China, right? 7 crazy things happening in communist China. Now let's see.
Ghost cities, internet addiction camps, and fake billionaires in prison. That and more crazy things happening in communist China. Welcome to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. You know, I spent a lot of time covering the corruption, hypocrisy, and atrocities of the Chinese Communist Party. But I don't think I spent enough time talking about just how deeply weird things have gotten under the CCP. So today, I'm going to show you some truly crazy things happening in communist China. Starting with number 7. Here's a fun fact. China is roughly the same size as the US, geographically speaking. But it is more than 4 times the population. In fact, it has the largest population of any country on Earth. That's partly because Chairman Mao encouraged people to have babies. Lots of babies. He wanted more factory workers, more soldiers, and more people just in case a lot of them died. As Mao said in a 1957 speech, "I'm not afraid of nuclear war. There are 2.7 billion people in the world. It doesn't matter if some are killed. China has a population of 600 million. Even if half of them are killed, there are still 300 million people left." Joke's on Mao, though, because that nuclear war never happened. Sure, like 70 million Chinese people died in the 1950s, but that's only because they starved to death. But thanks to Mao's everyone go have babies policy, by the late 1970s, China's population was getting huge. So the CCP decided to regulate how many kids people could have. They started the one-child policy. It ran from 1980 to 2016. Then they allowed parents to have a second child. And as of last year, they're now allowing couples to have 3 children as a treat. But it's still government controlled. And telling people whether or not they should have kids should not be the government's job. It should be the job of your friends and family, telling you passive-aggressively. If your pregnancy announcement on Facebook gets less than 100 likes, then no one thinks you're going to be a good parent. Anyway, now China has 1.4 billion people, and as you can imagine, with such a large population, things can get pretty cramped in urban areas. The CCP tried responding to this by investing billions in the construction of modern cities, full of skyscraper apartment buildings. But it's estimated that more than 50 of these are ghost cities. Ghost cities can happen for lots of reasons, like maybe the government never completed construction. Or maybe they did, but there are no jobs, so no one wants to move there. So in the most populous country on the planet,
We know about the Evergrande scheme, right? We know that Evergrande collapsed, basically, which was more than 50% of the Chinese economy. So they're in a free fall right now, and they'll be lending from the IMF pretty soon, I guess. Even though they don't want that. Dus ja, we weten allemaal dat China op instorten staat. De Evergrande-schandaal is jullie wel bekend. Investeringsbedrijf die eigenlijk te vaak mal investment heeft gedaan. En mensen die eisen het terug. Kijk wat een mooie stad dat toch is, Amsterdam. Ja, al die grachten hier zo. En, ja. Heel veel mensen weten niet eens waarom er grachten zijn. Nou, dat is omdat een stad moeilijker aan te vallen is. Bovendien kun je nog plekken onder water zetten, mocht het nodig zijn. Ja. Dus ter defensie en ter aanval. Dus dat is ook de reden waarom heel veel grachten er in het land zijn. Ja, en als je een beetje geschiedenis doet, dan weet je ook dat in het oosten van ons prachtige land ook dat onder water heeft gezeten tijdens de Tweede Wereldoorlog. Dus is allemaal op te zoeken. Even kijken, waar kunnen we het nog over hebben? Wat heb ik nog voor interessants gevonden? Even kijken. Kijk, we hebben de Sasquatch gevonden. Die heb ik al laten zien. Live van mij. Die mogen we niet afdraaien. Dit mogen we ook niet afdraaien. De Freedom Convoy song. Netherlands stand united against Justin Trudeau. Ja. We stand united with Canada. And we think of you, Canada. Hier, blauw, wit, rood, Nederland in nood. Volgens mij is er iemand met een bootje naar het parlement toe gegaan. Dus het, hoe heet het daar, Hofvijver. En daar hebben ze dus een vlag neergeplant. En ook bij het torentje. For the English speaking people, this is the Dutch parliament. Where someone probably used a boat to plant a flag there. Blue, white and red. The country is almost dead. We're fighting for our lives here in the Netherlands. And who knows, maybe they're going to use automated machines against us. Het zou zomaar kunnen dat ze dus die robots tegen ons gaan gebruiken. Want ze hebben totaal geen waarde aan het menselijk leven. Hier, Leo, de brullende leeuw, was weer in Rotterdam met zijn possie. Mooi dat hij dat doet. Ook de vlag op de achtergrond. Dus mooi dat hij dat doet. Even kijken, ik was ook live bij Ferdi. Daar had ik ook best wel wat te vertellen. Ja, want Ferdi is niet zo goed in geschiedenis. We hebben toch eventjes geschiedenisles gegeven. Over de Boston Tea Party en zoiets allemaal. Erg interessant om te bekijken. Hier was ik dus ook heel even live, 5 minuten. Kwam een bord tegen waar je dus bij een park waar je niet mag kamperen. En onder het bord heb je een ander bord Dat je mag kamperen. Ja, serieus. Het zit heel vreemd in Nederland. Kijk, we draaien even een stukje af. Vanaf het begin. Zo, even geluid erbij. Zo. Hallo allemaal, daar zijn we weer, RHTVLive. Ja, we staan in het mooie Maastricht. En ik kwam een bord tegen. En dan denk ik, echt waar? Serieus? Hier, wacht, ik ga het even omdraaien, de camera. Zo, kijk. Hier, de dingen die wel mag. Ja, we zitten in het Dierenpark. Wat mag wel, wat mag niet. Wandelen en skaten. Picknicken, maar gooien afval in een afvalbak. Spelen en sporten, dat mag. En je mag ook zonnen en genieten in de bloementuin. En er staat hier zo, wat dus niet mag. Ja? Rijden met de bromfiets, scooter of auto, dat mag niet. Barbecuen en kampvuur maken mag ook niet. Honden los laten lopen en uitwerpers laten liggen, dat mag ook niet. Ja? En het staat hier, overnachten en kamperen. Onthouden, hè? Dat mag niet. Ja. Maar wat staat hier zo? Samen groener slapen in het Dierenpark. Ja. Hey. Wat klopt hier niet? Ja. Overnachten en kamperen mag niet. En dan kijk je hier. Slapen in het Dierenpark. Buurtcamping. Ja. Toch wel heel frappant, hè? Ja, maar ja, goed. Dat was dus vanmorgen onderweg naar de winkel. Ja, dus kijk, Buddy is ook live geweest vanmorgen. Ook wel iets om naar te kijken. There's no such thing as government funded. It's all taxpayer funded. Indeed. Indeed. If government says, hey, we're gonna invest money in this, it's not their money. It's your money. It's my money, right? They're investing in our money because they have no money. Ja, Ferdy, inderdaad, we waren bij Ferdy in de uitzending. Dit heb ik ook gezien, hè. De boeren die op de Dam, de farmers in Amsterdam, arriving. And there in the background, we also have the truckers supporting the farmers. So that's what happened in Amsterdam. And this is the church where Michiel de Ruiter is buried, the Dutch hero who defeated the English. Yep. So this is also interesting. Schiphol has no personnel, and there were Americans in Amsterdam. They went to some whatever, you know, it was some live stream event or whatever, and so people from TwitchCon, yeah, It's called TwitchCon, and from America, Canada, all these countries outside the EU, they came to the Netherlands, and they cannot return yet because in Schiphol, which is the largest airport the Netherlands has, there is not enough personnel to take flight and baggage and all that. So we're going to take a look at this here. This is what Buddy sent me.
So we're still
We're making the best of it.
Yep. Good Indian food?
Maybe.
Our flight got delayed 3 days, so we're still here.
We're making the best of it.
Yep. Good Indian food?
Maybe.
Our flight got delayed 3 days, so
Your flight got delayed for 3 days. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll never leave the Netherlands and you'll have to stay here. So, and what I showed is also to be seen on this channel, Press for Truth, right? Dan Dix from Canada reporting on the machine gun dog. So, en hij warned voor this. Ik heb hiervoor gewaarschuwd, mensen. Toen de Big Dog uitkwam, die gaan we dan ook even opzoeken. Big Dog van DARPA. Toen die uitkwam, toen zei ik van nou, dit gaat dus voor oorlogsdoelen gebruikt worden. Ja? This is going to be used for warfare. And I guess I was right. So let's take a look at Big Dog, DARPA. DARPA is a facility that makes new technologies in robotics and stuff like that. And therefore you have a subsidiary, right? A sister company called Boston Dynamics. And you also have other robotic companies working under the umbrella of DARPA. But Boston Dynamics is one of the biggest. And here we have the Big Dog. So put a machine gun on his back or a bazooka or whatever else, and we have a Terminator on 4 legs. Right? Very, very hard to destroy. And if we look at this early century, right, the Roaring 20s, the war in Ukraine will be the last war fought by people, in my estimate, right? The war in Ukraine will be the last war fought by people. The rest will be fought by these Christians. this guy over here. And there you go. So that is the new warfare. We also tried out the drones, which work, right? Never forget Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq, and all these other countries that were droned upon. And the drones also work. So it's a fully automated war, the next war. And the rift between the world powers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, you know. So we are part of the Western Hemisphere, NATO, right? And who controls NATO? The Pentagon. Pentagon controls NATO. So when the Pentagon says, hey, Netherlands, you have to support Ukraine, our Prime Minister bows down and says, yes, yes, Overlord, we will support Ukraine. We will give them weapons. We will let our population starve out, and we will support Ukraine, you know. So that's what's happening. And there are many other shadow lobbies that control the Prime Minister and the government, basically. We have the World Economic Forum. Almost all the people in the cabinet are from the World Economic Forum. Even in the opposition, we have people that have connections to other people that are in the World Economic Forum, right? We have Omtzigt, who left the CDA, the Christian Democratic Appeal, and let's see if we can find that guy. There we have. It's reacting a bit slow, but here we have a member of that came from the CDA, and you know, his brother is connected to World Economic. So, and this is an opposition guy. The CDA is in our cabinet, right? We VVD, CDA, SGP en ChristenUnie. And yeah. Oh, we also have D66. Scrap the SGP. That was that cabinet. Now we have 60. Yeah. So anyway, it's basically the same as Rutte 3 and all the other cabinets. Big disaster. And this guy came from the city on the child care benefit scandal. So, all one big disaster, and yeah.